I guess you could say she was a sex fiend. I met her in a hotel lobby, masturbating with a magazine. She said, how'd you like to waste some time? And I could not resist when I saw little Nicky grind. The castle started spinning, or maybe it was my brain. I can't tell you what she did to me, but my body will never be the same. Seems like when I sing this song too, I have a little bit of a hand seizure. Could come in handy later. Hey Lex, John. Yeah. Instead of reading the greetings, I'll let you guys know. Every once in a while, you may be getting these these false positives of a stream starting. It's because Susan can't leave the goddamn control panel that we have alone, and they've been making changes here. And now every once in a while, when I go to start a stream, I click to go to the traditional page that we use to instead of the new one, which is all fucked up. And when I go to make that change, it starts and stops the stream for me. So that's why you're getting notifications on streams that didn't go up. Omar's here, Poppy. Don't Dominex, Garrett's here, Mario, Lou, Jared, Kingsnake, Liam, William, Screaming Child Man, BG's in, Jeff's here. Arthur says, gonna die of heart failure during personal time? Who? You, me, or both of us? Because, yeah, I'm going to die of a heart attack, certainly if it's during personal time. That would be a bonus. Hey, Steve. Hi, Rhea. Gone is here. Milag's back. Reefer brings all the drug dealers to the yard. I could sell to you, but I'd have to charge. Yeah, I'd have to charge. They're beating my ass because I have to charge. Wolverine's in. We've had some glitches with this one. Yeah, that's what's happening, Lex. Is every once in a while now, again, because YouTube made improvements to everything. Hold on, let me see what this is. Oh, it's my granddaughter. Let me see what's going on. So every once in a while when I go to start a stream, before I actually get my software up and running to do the stream, YouTube sends out a notification that a stream has started when it has not. Oh. My granddaughter sent me a text that says, hi. I think she's just getting things squared away on her iPad. All right. The correct Cthulhu says the correct summoning ritual was performed. Goosh goosh indeed, Screaming Child Man. Yeah, we crap, what was I just gonna tell you guys? We should start an OnlyFans. We were talking about that yesterday, Gone. Everybody was talking about an OnlyFans yesterday. I don't know, what would I mean, I would start an OnlyFans, except that between the streams and the goosh, I don't have anything left to share with you guys. You know, nothing that and again, I don't think if anybody does want my nudes, I would be even more concerned about them than me. So I don't know what I would have to offer you guys in an OnlyFans. I didn't watch the NFL draft. I meant to, Rhea. I got on this morning and checked the results, to see who was drafted. I didn't watch it live though. Tell her to punch Brax. She can't. My daughter and my grandkids don't live that far from us. About a 4 or 5 minute drive, but they're way over there across the river. Across the river and through the woods, or something like that. You should give me your news for free. Just me, no one else. Slick says. Michael Katz says, would you be a storm chaser and chase them tornadoes? I did that once. It's rare up here in upstate New York to get a tornado, but we got one. This was years ago. Oh, excuse me, guys. This was years ago. And, of course, the Weather Channel, the sirens were going off, and the Weather Channel had a thing going on. And we saw where it was. Like, I want to fucking see it. So I got in my car and took off, and I couldn't catch up with it. Probably better I didn't catch up with it, because I'm really I would have been really interested and drove way too close to it. So that means it's time to suicide on stream, Arthur says. So the tornado got scared of you and left the tornado. Yeah, it was, or it was just proving that, like everything else, it was faster than me. I don't know if I've done everything, BG. There's probably some shit I haven't done yet. The question is, was that shit worth doing or not? Punch the Twister. I mostly watch anime because I'm a fucking simp. Screaming child man. Oh, I don't know about omniscient. No. Hey, Magari. Who the hell is that? There's a goddamn quarantine. Why would anybody be coming through my door? Damn it. Oh, I love Salad Fingers, Gareth. It was hilarious. The gaming with Zaku, it's not ever a good idea to write, can I ask you something? Because I say yes, but then I may not be able to catch your your post the next time through as they scroll through. If you want to, anybody wants to ask something, just post it. That Twister doesn't stand the chance. Yeah, it was fun. It was creepy too, because the sky gets so dark and everything. And the funny thing was, I lived for years down in the Southwest, in New Mexico, just not far at all from the Texas border. Well, Texas bordered us both to the east and the south, and it wasn't far to Texas on either. And they're known, of course, for the Twisters there. And I never saw one down there. And then I come back to upstate New York, and I got to chase one. Johnny says, "Can I ask you something?" Oh, are you? Ria says, "I'm going to school for meteorology." So tornado. That's cool. That's a cool career path, because I'm kind of a weather nerd. What really got me into it was, you guys know how my family and I love Disney World, and in past years we'd have a trip planned, and there would be, because a lot of times we would be going during hurricane season, and there'd be a hurricane tracking in the ocean. And so I would start watching to see if it was going to affect our trip. And watching those got me really interested in the weather, because, you started to learn about how they form and what methods you use to try and track them and stuff, and how the currents work and all this happy horse shit. And ever since then, I've been kind of a weather nerd. Yeah, it would be cool to be a meteorologist, I think. Dragon says, "I've been smoking weed every day for a week. I'm stoned right now." Dragon, I've told you guys many times, and I stand by this. Over all the years at the channel, some of my favorite posts, whether here in the chat, in the comment section, whatever, have been those that have self-identified as drunk and or high. And I would say on Free for All Friday, that would be even more extreme. Excuse me, dear Curtis, I have a query, Gon says. Yeah. It's something I got into much later in life. If I'd have thought of it earlier, maybe I would have taken some classes in meteorology, because it fascinates me now. What do you think of Trump saying injecting disinfectant is worth looking into as it might clean the lungs? Well, Jack Queen, it's just, I've told you guys over and over, regardless of the fact whether I'm going to vote for him or not, or regardless of the fact that I am going to vote for him, I'm fully aware that he's a doofus and a douchebag. In that case, he was just stumbling over his words. I mean, I watched the whole thing, and it's like, yeah, I know what he said. It wasn't hard to figure out that he was struggling, and that's not exactly what he meant. But yeah, it was pretty dumb. Salad Fingers released episode 11. Also, Rusty Spoons. I love that creepy ass shit. And Axie too. Curtis, may I ask a question? No. King Snake says they took my whole paycheck because I forgot to pay my child support. Oops. Oh, shit. Gaming with Zaku says, "Curtis, remember this guy? He's not so mature. He like poop, and he looks like SpongeBob." Luke says, "Curtis, I have a question. It's for nudes." You know what? I was thinking, too. We got a few of you in here. I want to see what you thought. I've been struggling. You guys know I started doing the podcast a while back, and it really wasn't coming out the way I wanted. So I got talking over the last few weeks with a bunch of people who do podcasts, have successful ones and stuff. I really like the idea of podcasting. I like the idea of having streams and conversations that are based on politics, news, whatever, the goings on, but doing it the same way that we talk about things here, always, with a little bit of satirical, comedic, or even some would say, offensive edge to it. So I think I'm going to bring that back, but oh, Boa Hancock, not only is she hot, Arthur, that I knew going in. I'm surprised by how wildly powerful she is, but I've got to. I've got some ways I want to set it up that I think will be fun, but I can't find a way right now, because if I do it, I would set up a Patreon just for the podcast and the accompanying articles that I write and stuff like that. The only thing that slowed me up is right now, and I just had a meeting with Patreon where this might change. If I did that, I wanted to be able to take everybody that's at the Goosh at our Patreon, that's at the $5 level or more, because everything at the new one is $5, and allow them in, but I don't have a way to do that yet. And that's the only reason I haven't set it up. For any of you that know anything more than I do about Patreon, I was going to say, is there some way, but there isn't any way to set it up. I looked into it. But I really want to do that. And then I would use that other streaming software for the streams there, where it's real time and everything. And then you guys could be a direct part of the podcast. And I'm probably even set up a phone line to have people calling in and stuff. Dragon says, I also drank the week-old bong water. Oh, ouch. Oh, man. Yeah, fuck you, train indeed, Poppy. As always, satire is good for the prostate, Cthulhu says. Okay, yeah. Well, thanks for being in while you could. Don't bring Kabuto to the podcast. He's a downer. Yeah. Well, the podcast would be mostly, I would do interviews on it, but a lot of it would just be, because I haven't seen this in a podcast, or at least I haven't seen it done well, where the people that are members of the community control the conversation. Oh, my. Wolverine says we should crawl in the train's rectum. No. Yeah, Wishmaster, the thing with Simi is, we were talking about that the other day. Rapey Simsimi is hit and miss because they keep nerfing him. So sometimes, because he doesn't have the website anymore, he's just got the phone app. But sometimes I'll go on and he's the same crazy asshole Simi and he's fun. And then other times you go on and you can see where they nerfed him down. And he won't say any bad words or anything rude. And it's like, without rudeness, Simsimi's pretty fucking boring. Arcane Mystic. Hey, Curtis, I know you aren't watching the Bleach filler. No, we're not. But please watch filler episode. No. Number 228. You won't regret it. Blues related. Nope. That opens a floodgate, Arcane Mystic, that I'm not opening again. I've come to the conclusion with those, you're either watching filler or you're not watching filler, because as soon as I watch one filler episode, everybody's gonna be, well, I thought we weren't watching filler. People will get irritated by that, and then it's, well, if you watch this one, then you have to see this next one, and somebody else says, no, you don't, that one was stupid. No, not opening that can of worms. Not again. Do you, do you have a backup plan if Patreon gets too stupid? I'm not sure what you mean by too stupid, though, Arthur. You got to explain a little more. I always have backup plans for stupidity, being, a proud king of stupid myself. But what do you mean by gets too stupid? I don't know what you mean, pal. I'll watch it. The answer, but I don't know what you mean. Phrasing it that way. Cthulhu says you cannot nerf Simi. Simi is the god, puny mortal. I know, Cthulhu. I was so disappointed the first couple times I went on the app, and again, you could tell they'd nerfed him, because he would specifically go out of his way to not say anything too egregious or too over the top, but then there's Simi. And then every once in a while you go back. The last time I went on, it seemed like the old one again. Oh, I see what you're saying. Arthur says, like, if Patreon does something that makes it difficult to post content there. You mean the reaction vids? It's something you always have to think about. What I would probably do if that happened is I would immediately, if they close the Patreon down, then no, I don't know what I'd do. I can reach you guys here through the channel anyway, though, and we'd plan our course of action from there. If the Patreon decided that we couldn't do reaction videos there or something anymore, what I would probably do is reach out to you guys at the Patreon, at the Goosh, and hit you with some options. Say, okay, do we want to keep the Goosh open? If yes, and I hope enough of you would say yes. If yes, we would all come together and decide on what kind of content we wanted to do there. We could turn it into live streams only, because everybody seems to enjoy the live streams, especially at the Goosh. And again, at the Goosh, I would use their software, which is much superior to what YouTube offers because it's real time for any of you who haven't seen it. It makes a big difference when you want to have a conversation about something and the interactions are in real time. I would leave it up to you guys. So, hey, Simsimi says, Spaz Kid will enjoy tonight. Wink, wink. Screaming Child Man, here I spit in smelly vapor. Someone took all the toilet paper. Late for class, but I still linger. Look out, ass. Here comes my fingers. Jeez. Now that's a quality limerick right there. Play the Twister game? I have no idea what the Twister game is, Blues. No idea. I love live streaming Psychopathic Infinite. I do. And if that was the case, if that ever came to transpire at the Goosh, we would still do the streams here too. Because I know not, they would probably just, the good thing is, over at the Goosh, I could do live streams without worrying about what we say or what is said. I mean, there's no limits on those things. So there would be certainly a little edgier, I think, over at the Goosh. But that's probably where we try and go, if that ever happens. There's no indication. I don't want to give anybody the wrong idea. There's absolutely zero indication that anything like that is in the offing in any way, but you never know. He's just about done, Valkyrie and Steel. What did he say? He had one more. I think he said he had one more big paper to turn in or something, but he's just about done. He was asking about Spaz Kids classes and where they stand. It was a pain, like he said, it was a pain in the ass. I'm sure it is for all you guys, taking the online only classes, because it's, first of all, it's not what you're used to. Second of all, you don't have that more personal touch and everything. But he did well with it. Arthur says, supposedly there are some better alternatives to Patreon now. Really? Personally, I'd like to see Patreon lose business after what they did to manga artists. Yeah, there's been... I'm hoping, though, Arthur, I told you guys, I just had a meeting with them. They asked if I would have a meeting with one of their muckety-mucks there and give some feedback on some things they have planned. If some of the things they have planned actually take place, there it is, Space Kid. Hello. I think you guys will like all the things they have set. I haven't really seen any of their competitors, though, Arthur. I don't really, I don't know too much about them. Omega says, I'm here not saying much because I've had a few drinks and I can't type normally. So drunk me trying to type, let alone spell anything correctly. That's awesome, Omega. We were just talking about that. How I've said, again, I've been saying it for years, some of my favorite posts, whether here in the chat or in comment sections, have been those that identify as drunk or high. And now you're the second person today that said they're here under the influence. It's got to be because it's Free For All Friday. Free For All Friday, it should be kind of almost a given that people are going to be in here otherwise mind-addled. Cthulhu says, you better not cough, you better not go outside. I'm telling you why. Rona is coming to town. Yeah, Rona is here. Rona came already. A Goodman says, been watching your ego test reactions. Need a laugh. Oh, well, I hope they gave you a laugh, my friend. That was a great series. I wish they would have stopped filing freaking copyright strikes on me on that one. Smokey Loki says, thank God for comedians. They're one of our last defenses against PC culture, censorship, BS. Yeah, completely agree, Loki. Plus, given the current times, we need them more now than ever. That's what I'm saying with anything I were to do at the Patreon as far as live streaming. Yeah, it would be, the nice thing about it would be it's a release the chains. We can make any kind of jokes, satire, humor that we want because you don't have Big Brother or Big Sister in this case, Susan looking over your shoulder going, oh no, we have to strike that video. You said something that completely goes against every SJW concept in the world. So yes, That part is cool. Let me catch. Wolverine says, I heard Brax is pagan, 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 pagan. He's pagan, apparently pregnant. Simsimi is the dad, and Saw says, you already know I'm stoned. Johnny says, Curtis, you really need to get drunk into a stream with how you act sober. It'll be interesting to see you drunk. Not a drinker. I've been falling down drunk once. It was over 40 years ago, and I tried to kill people. I don't think I don't. And now, of course, everybody, my body has had a lot of different chemical changes over the year, like we all do. So I don't know if alcohol would affect me the same way, but if not, yeah, it probably wouldn't be a good idea. I went after the one night I was drunk. I went after people with a baseball bat. Yeah, it was good. Good times. Good times. uh, Destiny Foxy says, "Gotta go, but don't stop being funny and amazing." Oh, well, thank you, and thanks for being in while you could be here. Diamond Dog says, "You can't censor life." Yeah, they try. They certainly give it a try. Did I catch up? I kept thinking, no, I didn't miss any super chats. Okay. Doggo, speaking of which, got to go take care of mine. Okay, thanks, Cthulhu, for being in with us. Woo! Boy, you can tell it's Free For All Friday, too. A lot of the words are just sticking. I go to say them, and it's just like, it's like concrete in the mouth and throat area. Sounds like a porno. I'll have to look that up later. Gigamax says, every time I join these live streams, I feel as if my mind is inebriated with ethanol and THC. Y'all sending me into a drunken stupor. Does that count? Yes. I'd say that absolutely counts. I'd say that not only counts, I'd say that a buzz or an inebriated feeling you get just from the company involved is among the most potent of highs one could have, I'm going to go out there and say. Mm-hmm. Anybody say sad Toei is halting anime? Oh, you mean because of the virus, Valkyrie? I know it's affected a lot of different animes. Nicholas says my movie will be very dark. Oh, that's what I was going to ask you guys too. I got a bunch of you here now. For those of you who didn't see, now they did block the Hunter x Hunter episode. Not totally surprised. So, and as I told you guys in that video, I'll keep trying them. If they're blocked, I'm not going to continue it because there's no sense in just putting up stuff that you guys are going to see as a black screen. So that means Death Note is down, Hunter x Hunter's down. Seeing as how Toei is just third-party claiming the Dragon Ball Super ones, see, I don't know all the relations. Now, Toei is also One Piece, correct? But what happens is sometimes even though Toei, there are other companies involved along with Toei, same thing as American productions, in the production itself. Maybe we should try that, you think, guys? Arthur says, please read my next post, Daddy. Okay, it's right here. Arthur says, supposedly Subscribestar has gotten really good and are trying to get reactors and artists to defect. They have cheaper fees, 3% built-in live stream, and a bunch of other stuff. Oh, it's called Subscribestar. I'll look into it. Let me make myself a note, pal. Because we know how long my memory will last on something. Come here, you goddamn pen. Don't you fucking... Give me no shit. I'm tough with inanimate objects. I will fucking fight them. Okay. Oh, I got paper scraps on me now. God damn it. Subscribestar? And then the pen doesn't work. Subscribestar. Yeah, I'll take a look into that. No problemo. And who knows? Like you say, it's always, if nothing else, it's always good to have backup opportunities. John Rivera says, you know what they say, drunk actions are sober thoughts, you fucking murderer. Pens ain't shit, Jacqueline says. Too bad Death Note was blocked. Yeah, I know, Jeff. It doesn't surprise me, though. The only reason I've been able to try it is because at least Susan did modify the rules on the copyright strikes to be more, excuse me, to be more fair to both sides. So now basically, and we didn't get a copyright strike. That's why the companies have stopped doing that, because they just put up the blocks. I mean, the block thing is still bullshit. You should still, they should still have to approach you and prove why you're not within fair use. But all that aside, there's no sense in putting up ones that are going to be blocked because there's nothing I can do about them. YouTube doesn't allow you to, they allow you to file a counterclaim, but if you file a counterclaim explaining why you're within fair use, they just say, nope, we went back to the original complaint, and then they said they don't care. And so, but that's what I was asking. Oh, and I didn't think to, the pen is blue. I didn't look to see what you guys were thinking. Let me ask again, because I didn't see any responses to it. What do you think? Do you guys think that if I decide to bring over the earlier One Piece episodes, do you think they might fly because they're both Toei? I don't know. I'm just trying to think of what one to try out next. And there will be, I know you guys have been asking for it. There will be later today. I'll be posting for you guys on YouTube one of the quick update videos with the clips from what went on today's uploads of Over at the Goosh. John says, Magic Marty and Spaz Kid are outside my house asking me to play Twister naked with them. Help? No, go now. It'll be fine. It'll be fun. No. Yes, they'll both be fucked. I'm not sure what you're saying, Jack Queen. You think so? I wonder why, Chrome. I wonder why they would hammer on One Piece when, again, Toei has been, which I think is by far the smartest thing they could do, is they just take the monetization from it. That's a win for everybody. They collect cash. I get to share the videos with you guys. You can obviously see where nobody is coming to watch Dragon Ball Super on my channel as opposed to official outlets. It just seems like that works for everybody. I thought maybe they might extend that over to... You don't think One Piece will fly either, Luke? No? Huh. They really cracked down on One Piece. I wonder why that is. Maybe because Dragon Ball Super is... Or Dragon Ball... Yeah, Super is over and One Piece is ongoing? I don't know. And it's not you would be screwed, guys. There's nothing... All they can do is file a block or they file a copyright claim. And now in YouTube's new situation, if they file a copyright claim, they give you the option to delete the video. So there's nothing... it's not like a danger to the channel or anything. Toei will do anything to protect their baby One Piece. They've killed other series in their infancy to protect One Piece. You could be right, Chrome. That's why I ask you guys, because I don't know as much about the inner workings of that stuff. But again, as far as them damaging the channel, there's not any damage they're going to do to the channel. They'll either block them or copyright them, and if they copyright them, I'll take them down. Smokey Loki, did you ever read Calvin and Hobbes? Loved it. Loved Calvin and Hobbes. I did when I was a kid and loved it. Then I went back and read it as an adult and was surprised at how deep and philosophical it could get being a comic for kids. Absolutely, Smokey Loki. Loved it. And for any of you, I'm glad you brought that up. First of all, let me ask everybody a question first. First of all, let me read Omega's, and then let me ask you guys a question. Remind me to go back to this about Calvin and Hobbes. Omega says, I'll say this drunk me is mostly the same as regular me, except what little filter I have goes out the window. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that would be bad for me, too, if that were the case with me, because, yeah, I don't even know if I have a filter at all, though. So maybe you guys wouldn't notice the difference. Will you ever make a Cameo account, Sean says. Cameo. Is that the one where you can pay people to do shout outs and stuff? Like birthday... Am I thinking the right thing? You heard of Cameo, Rex?
Yeah, I thought Cameo is people order your services and you send a video back of you saying
so. That's what I mean. I thought... Is that right, Sean? Am I on the...
I only learned about it last night.
Did you? I think I've heard it. If that was something people wanted, if people want... if somebody had a birthday or something and people wanted me to create a bizarre video or Golden to create a bizarre video, we could send it down to him. Sure, it'd be something I'd do. I never really thought about it. If I'm even thinking that is what I think it is. Did you ever... Yes, I read Garfield too, Nicholas. I was always big on comic strips. I got a ton of both Garfield and Calvin and Hobbes comics stored somewhere. Unfortunately, I think they're in a box in the basement. They might not have... We had a flood down there. They might not have survived. Easy! Dumb dog. But yes, I read lots of Garfield and Calvin and Hobbes. Is that Gone says I will definitely use that service if you do that, but I don't even know if I'm right. Am I right? Is that what Cameo does? I read Dilbert still, madman, to this day. Now sometimes, a lot of times, I'll when I'm just sitting with extra time or sitting on the crapper or something, Dilbert, you can read their comic strips on their website, and I'll go in and catch up on them every so often.
Yeah, it's get personalized messages from your favorite celebrity. So like you can.
Oh, okay. So Braxton's looking up Cameo right now.
So like you can hire Chris Hansen for like $50 or.
Well, Chris Hansen, I would hire Chris Hansen to tell me, come on, just have a seat. Just have a seat. Should we hire Chris Hansen to do that?
Oh God.
Come on, we should then. Wait a second. We might need to go to Cameo. Oh no, come on. We might need to do that. I want to get Chris Hansen to just say, could you sit down? Why don't you just have a seat? I want to talk to you. That would be fucking awesome, dude. Come on. That would be. Yes, that's what Cameo does. Get paired to do shout out. That I would do that. Yeah. Oh man, I would have fun doing that. Are you kidding me? That would be a blast. Coming up with creative shit.
Oh hell yeah, Bob Saget.
Bob Saget, Charlie Brown. Yep. Did make a cameo for the dog. Yeah, that would be fun. If you guys want me to set up a Cameo, I will. That'd be a blast. And not only that, I'll probably get in there and spend money because getting Chris Hansen to make me a video saying, "Have a seat." Just have a seat. I don't know why that would entertain me endlessly. Oh, what I was starting to tell you guys. And again, I know we're on a delay. I'll let it catch up. How many of you either were avid readers or know of Calvin and Hobbes, the comic strip? Just let me know how many of you. Erday Toker, Erday says, when this virus started, I saw the PA Secretary of Health for the first time, joked at work and said she looked like a man, and then found out she used to be. Oops. Well, be like, oh, I made the right call. Your Curtis just texted you saying she's pregnant. One of the best moments for me because now I'm a dad. Oh, Jesus Christ. But bing, 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 bing. Curtis Cameo will be awesome. You barely knew about it. Calvin and Hobbes is incredible. Avid reader. Heard of it. Never read it. Okay, the reason I ask is, let me look up and see if I can find it. I'll be away from the chat for just a second. I should have looked this up first before I asked all you guys. For any of you if you guys haven't seen this, yeah, if I can type, I'll be right back to the chat. Let's see if that brings it up. No, that's not it. I'm seeing if I want you guys to see this. Shut up, Ooms. She hears the other dogs that went outside. Oh, crap. I'm not going to be able to find it now. See if that's it. Oh, come on. Somebody's got to have that one I'm looking for. Yes, this... Oh, come on. What the fuck? I want to see that one. Okay. Let me say this to the desktop. Excuse me. All right, I'm gonna try and post this for you guys. This, if you were a Calvin and Hobbes fan specifically, but even if you know the story of Calvin and Hobbes and have read those strips, there was a fan art done of what the final would look like. It stayed with me. I hadn't seen it in ages. It stayed with me because it was so freaking heart-wrenching. Let me see if I can pull it up here. if I can pull it up. Let's see. Desktop. All right, let me make this bigger. And there it is. I just saw this hit me hard. I don't know about you guys. Where Hobbes says, "Wow, you're working on your report already? It's not due until Thursday." Calvin says, "Yeah, I know. Mom says the pills must be working." "Well, it's snowing outside. I thought maybe we could, I don't know, you tell me." "Sorry, I wasn't listening. I really have to finish this." And then Hobbes becomes stuffed. I don't know. That was just so fucking sad. They medicated Calvin, you would assume, for having ADHD or something like that. and it took away his childhood friend. That one, god damn, that one really, really hit me. Calvin grew up to be Joe Exotic. Moneymore says, "Oh no, please." Well, we can go look at Cameo next if you guys want. Always I gotta go. My dog took a shit on the floor. John says, "My bunny has escaped and is attacking children. My birds are shitting on people on the streets. Have a good rest of the stream." Sounds like you're gonna have a busy afternoon. um, Member Barry says, "Hey Curtis, I'm making my mom an account under the name Mama Berries. Oh, cool. So she can watch the vids and streams without me. Excellent. So if you see her in here without me, take good care of her. She's a nice lady. Absolutely, we will, Berries. You bet. That's good. That's good. Making it Mama Berries makes it easy for me to remember the relationship, because you know." Mm-hmm. The Far Side comics Far Side was great. Yes, again, anything animated. My whole life I've just been. That's why it's kind of amazing that it took you guys prodding and pushing and smacking me in the head to get me to watch anime, because I've always loved animated things my whole life, but I had to be pushed toward what is the best of animations. Brax's major is what's your official
Interactive media and game design.
Interactive media and game design. I always forget the official titles, but he's got a minor in psychology, and of course with that interactive media and game design is basically a computer science degree. So I was all for him taking all this. It's stuff that he should be able to turn into a job at any time. I did. Nicholas says, "Did you watch The Honeymooners, Jackie Gleason?" I did. I tell you, Nicholas, I wasn't as big a fan as a lot of people were. The Honeymooners back in the day. I watched it, and it was good, and it had some funny spots, but I never really got really swept up into it like a lot of people did. Cthulhu says, "I'm back. Also, my dog Kangaroo kicked me about 5 to 6 feet back. He wasn't happy I forgot to water him. He's only 55 pounds while I'm 175. Tough little guy." Yeah, that's what happens with this monster beast over there. When she wants to wrestle or something at 130 pounds, if she comes and lays into you and you're not expecting it, you tumble. Chrome says, "To be fair, Calvin and House was a little before my time. Well, ended 2 years before I was born." Yeah, it was a great one, Chrome. It was great. It's just the concept of it was just so cool. You know, this kid having his stuffed tiger as his best friend, and it only comes to life for him, and it was just really, really well written, really. And the way the series actually ended was very cute and very, very nice and bittersweet. But when somebody else came in, a fan drew up that ending instead, I was like, oh, shit. Excuse me. Well, what? So hold on. So are we looking? That was going to be our next event. We're going to go look up what's called Cameo. Cameo. All right, let's see. Get personalized messages from your favorite celebrities. And like Brax says, Chris Hansen for $50. You can get a message from Chris Hansen. Oh, that would be too funny to have him do that. Have a seat. Could you just have a seat? Vanessa Grimaldi, don't know who that is. Reality TV. Jim Beaver, actor Supernatural, don't know him. Nelson Cruz from the Twins. Don't know Tierna Davidson, soccer player. LaDainian Tomlinson, of course I know. $450 for LT. Yowza, dude. Host a roast. I don't know what that means. Mike Tyson. So what does host a roast mean? And then you click on $500. Jesus Christ. And it says, due to overwhelming demand, Mike hasn't been able to accommodate the influx of requests in the allotted time. Holy shit. Deborah Messing, I wouldn't give you 27 cents for hers. Helena Bella's got giant boobies. Yeah, we could. I don't know. Is that something? Is that something I should sign up for? Tell Golden to take a seat. Yeah, VG. Golden with Chris Hansen. That would be awesome. Hold on. Let me catch up. Make sure I caught all the super chat, you guys. I would set one of those up. I just have to think to do it. Gaming with Rob says, I must have watched your reaction to Vegeta's sacrifice at least 40 times. That was hard hitting. That's some great shit. I mean, we talk about how anime really came to affect me after you guys got me into it. That's a lot of the reason why. Because if you look, that was early on in my anime fandom that I watched that clip. Love your reactions, man. It truly means a lot. Well, thank you. Don't get many genuine reactions nowadays. Hope you're staying safe. Well, thanks, Rob. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, so far so good. You know, I keep my wife and Brax here in the house, and I do all the errands and running about. But so far it's worked out.
Bro, there's this dude that we have to go beat up.
Who?
There's a streamer, and
Yeah.
he's getting a lot of credit on Twitch recently, and his name is Brax.
Brax?
Brax.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
Challenge him. Call him out.
What do you... He can beat my ass in probably every single way, shape,
I'm not talking about calling him out in there. Call him out into the streets. Let's go kill him.
Oh, Jesus.
Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? You thought digitally?
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I was just going to say, give me something to stab him with. Let's see what color his blood is. God damn it. Philip Caudell says, can you react to a song? It's called Through the Fire and Flames. It will blow you away. The only reason, well, there's a couple reasons actually, Philip. I don't react to songs is because, A, I don't want to open up that can of worms. I've never felt that songs make for necessarily a good reaction video. And I get asked that all the time. If I do one, then I'm just going to get deluged with people constantly wanting me to react to songs. And two is just, again, the no time. I'm so far behind on reactions now between still trying to get to more Devil Artemis, get caught up on Brandon, certainly get over to RDC World 1. I know they've got new stuff out I wanted to see. It's just I'm so far behind on anything. But yeah, that's why I've always stayed away from song reactions, because to me, it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't seem like something that will generally elicit as visceral a response. And like I've told you guys, one thing I can always guarantee is I'm being honest. So when you see me react to a video, that's my honest reaction. I don't think songs elicit enough, in general, enough of a visceral reaction from me to be interesting. Airday Toker says, Rucka Rucka Ali, Old Town Grope in your free time. Check it out. I know you don't do the reaction streams anymore, but I still wish I could see a reaction. Rucka Rucka Ali, Old Town Grope? I'll try and remember, Toker. I haven't watched Rucka Rucka Ali in ages. I always loved their stuff. Well, that's not that's not hard to figure out, considering Rucka Rucka Ali's and Ali's where their sense of humor lies. We've got time for shenanigans. Em says. Oh, was I about to read something of yours, Arthur? That's possible. Let me see. I'll never find it again. I'm a terrible scroller. Yeah, I can't find it. Of course. Oh, okay. Philip says, I meant on your own time. Just tell me if you like it. Well, hold on. Let me look it up again, because I'll forget the name then. Can you react to a song that's called Through the Fire and Flames? Let me open it in another browser, because I will forget, I'm positive. Dragon Force? Through the Fire and Flames? Okie dokie. Wow, that's old. 110 million views got put up on YouTube in 2006. So oldie. All right, hold on. Let me catch back up again. Omega says, blood is always red unless he's a lizard person, then it's green. Well, that's what we got to find out. Who knows what this other Brax may be? He may be something... Fuck off, train. He may be something as, prior unforeseen to us. Whenever I react to a video of yours, Adolfo says, your sense of humor makes it more funny than it should be. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. I hope so. I hope you guys are having as much fun with me as I am having watching them. Sean K says, WWE guys are on Cameo. Flair, Mysterio, Bret Hart. Really? That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I had heard of it. That's how I knew what it was, but I didn't really know much about it. But just knowing that... How funny would it be if one of these days I just go to post a video to the channel, and the intro, we take a break from our regular intro, and it's just Chris Hansen going, have a seat. Come on, could you just have a seat over there? Come on. Have a seat. Chrome says, so after last stream, did you get an angry copyright lawyer in your DMs about Susie Lou? No, Chrome, but I did go on to research her more because you guys had me curious. She's a piece of freaking work, isn't she? What kind of psycho self-aggrandizing dipshit is what she is. And yes, they can sue me for that because fortunately that's my opinion. I'm entitled to it, and for her to successfully sue me, she would have to prove that she's not a self-aggrandizing dipshit, and I don't think that she can. I don't think. And Zombie Dude was mentioning at the same time, Curtis, if you heard of Susie Lou, I hope she doesn't mess up the whole reaction sphere. While anything is possible, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think the companies that she has offended are specifically after her because she offended them. It seems to me, it seems hard to believe, and not even me. I mean, there are reaction channels, particularly with anime reaction channels, that are on YouTube and on Patreon that are so much bigger than me. You know, you got the normies. Gosh, I have the other group, and I can't think of their name, but they're, huge compared to me. You'd think they have to be aware. So I'm wondering if their thought is, if it's to these little closed groups where people are actually paying to go see reactions, they're assuming that it's like, okay, whether we approve of it or not, leave it alone. I think my opinion, she got targeted because she basically called them out. Cthulhu says, I love how people are scared of my dog. He's a boxer pit named Schizophrenic, and he's named for that for a damn good reason. Super sweet though. I love boxers. Love boxers. And I had a pit bull years ago. She was one of my favorite dogs. She was a sweetie. Taylor says, hey Curtis, what I wanted to put here is a sentence or two too long, so I'll comment immediately after this one. Could you please read? Sure, absolutely, Taylor. Hit me with it. Oh, there it is, right there. Hey Curtis and Spice Kid, I may have a crippling addiction to your anime reactions playing in the background on loop. More importantly, your occasional antidepressant stuffs and advice are great. Well, thanks, Taylor. I appreciate that. I gotta actually do some more of that. I want to put up some more of those videos. I was one of the first to reach out back when it first started happening, and it helped me immensely as you continue to do for others. You're the kind of old man I aspire to be, even if I don't have the excuse of mental folding. Well, thanks, Taylor. I appreciate that. That's very, very kind of you to say. I appreciate that.
You have short-term memory loss.
What?
Exactly.
Oh. What?
Uh-huh.
Oh. Huh? Hey, Brax is here. Have I read any good books lately? Nah, I never get any time for reading, Sean. Plus, they have so many words. It's the only thing about books. All the goddamn words.
I like the pictures.
I like pictures.
That's why I never order any of my
I like
school
pictures
books.
of boobs.
That's why I never order any of my school books, because they don't have pictures in them.
Fuck them then.
Yeah.
If they can't teach you,
I bought this one
books
because
with,
it had a cow on it.
well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Is that the one we have to send back?
Yeah.
Better go find a box for that sucker. Thinking mathematically. I think a lot of things. Mathematically is not one of them.
There are no cows mentioned in this book, so I basically...
That's false advertising.
Exactly.
Sue them. Smokey Loki says, I want Bink's Booze to be my funeral song. I would be good with that. That would be a great funeral song, actually. Yeah, I would. Funniest thing I saw, Chrome says, was she was on a stream. Oh, we're talking about that Susie Lou with Keemstar, and they made her show her strike list when she pretended she didn't do it. The list looked like it was pretty long. Yeah, and again, I could be wrong, guys. I don't think she'll bring a lot of extra heat down on us as far as anime reactors any more than what is typical. Because, again, I think from what I read, she made that a personal issue between herself and the companies. If she does bring down more on us, she does. We'll the good thing is, if anything ever happened to the Goosh, and I don't think it will, I don't think Patreon will shut us down, but if it did, pretty much everybody at the Goosh is also here at the YouTube channel, which is why I'm so careful to keep the YouTube channel in good standing, because that way I can always reach out to you guys. I can always find you guys no matter what. Nicholas says, you've seen Roshi Dragon Ball Z funny moments? I've seen some of those, Nicholas. There's a bunch of, fill in the blank with the character name funny moments. I've seen some of them. I don't know specifically the one you're thinking of. Cthulhu says, bust his kneecaps. Philip says, sent you a meme in Discord? It's clean. I'll try to remember when I get in there, Philip. I hardly ever get into Discord, and I always take every opportunity to explain why, because I don't want you guys to think I'm ignoring you. It's just simply, if I'm on Discord, I want to be paying attention to Discord. I don't think it's fair to open up the app, have it running on my desktop while I'm doing other things, while I'm editing, recording, whatever the case may be, because it's just rude to have your icon showing up as you're here and then not answer anybody. And there's so little bits of time that I'm not actually doing something, I hardly ever have it open. So it's not that I want to ignore anybody. Hell, I've always said if there was one thing I could devote more time to, the top of the list would absolutely be the Discord. Excuse me. Jack Queen says, I downloaded the violin solo for Binks Booze because I liked it. So now I'm just sitting there depressed on the train. Happiness is overrated anyways. It is. It's so bittersweet listening to that song, but it's so freaking brilliant. I just love that song. Degree 360 says, give me your hair. Big Green says, makes sense, Curtis. I forget to turn it off or turn myself on idle when I'm doing something else. Yeah, and knowing my forgetfulness and everything, BG, that's what I worry about. It's like, I just think that's rude to have the Discord up there and not respond to people. Chrome says, here's something that will probably surprise you. When you take out filler, in 1 month you're going to reach around the halfway point and catching up on One Piece. Wow, already, Chrome? Wow, that's pretty good. I'll tell you, it's gone by so fast. It just, yeah, it doesn't seem like we've put in as many episodes as we have. It just went so quick. It's so good, so good. John says, Curtis, how long have you and your wife been married, and how have you managed to make it last so long? Oh, let's see. This year will be 23 years married and 28 years together. I think for us, a lot of it too was this is second marriage for both of us. So we learned some things from our mistakes, but and my wife and I are completely opposites in a lot of things as far as sense of humor. And overall outlook. I'm an atheist. She's very religious, things like that. But none of that really matters if, not to oversimplify things, but none of that really matters if you genuinely like the person you're involved with. That's my take on it. She is my best friend. I mean, that's an adage, but it's true. I like hanging out with her. I like being with her. I like doing shit with her. I think if you got that, everything else will fall into place because you'll make it work. That's the way I've seen things anyway. Cthulhu says, Brax, give me them toes, boy. Tell him watch his toes. He's gone. He took off on us again, Cthulhu. He just took off out there. Who knows what he's doing? It's probably I don't know, screwing around with Golden or something, probably. Happiness is a lie, Gone says. Well, that's a happy thought. I heard something about that, Willie. He says, did you see that Sony announced a live-action One Punch Man movie? I did hear about that. I haven't seen any details, but I did hear about that. Everybody asked that same question, Johnny. He says, yeah, your wife seems like the sweetest lady. How would she end up with a degenerate like you? It's true. When we first met each other working at the same place together, and we didn't start dating till several years later, I had already moved on. The job didn't pay shit. I had already moved on to a different job, but all her workmates knew me because I had worked there. And when they found out we were dating, no less than 5 or 6 of them individually, tried to get her aside and ask her if she really knew what she was doing there. Because believe it or not, back then I was even worse than I am now. The trigger was much easier squeezed back in the day. Bill Cosby's drinks for everyone here. Wolverine says, we worked together in a ARC, which is a provider of services for developmentally challenged people. It's county run, state run, county operated, and so it's not a necessarily a strictly blue collar type of work environment. It's has its certain air about it and everything. So to say that I didn't fit in would be a bit of an understatement. The second day I was there, I threatened to kick the shit out of somebody. I figured I'd be fired right then and there, but apparently everybody else didn't like the guy too. So, but I think I told you guys that story anyway. The whole thing about Don, his name was, about him confronting me with the did you give the new guy the initiation yet? I think I told you guys about that. Philip says, Curtis, you deserve anime tatas, so have a set on me. Well, thank you, Philip. Oh, anime tatas. Anime tatas are just, goddamn, they're just so freaking wonderful. Meanwhile, I was responded to M. I actually liked them, but the cousin that deleted my stuff, no joke, secretly took all my skullduggery books out of my lockbox and put them on his bookshelf to read. He lived next door. Skullduggery. I've heard of that. Isn't that's a whole series unto itself, isn't it? Skullduggery. Why? I don't even know why I know that name. Has my wife hit me with a steel chair yet? She may have, because a lot of the steel chair shots I took, I don't remember. She says no. But people will say no to a lot of things if they know they can't be caught in the lie. So I can't say for sure. Let's hear it for tatas. Indeed, Jack Queen. Let's always hear it for tatas. I don't know. That's pretty funny. That whole Cameo thing you guys have set up. I gotta look into that. Strongest says, Curtis, tell us the romantic tales of how you got your wife spinning an illustrious accounting of challenges and woe. Surely it was like that, right? It couldn't have been just by happenstance. No, I went caveman style. Hit her with I had a big club, hit her with it, and dragged her off by the hair. It was my only move. It's the only one I had. Actually, all the women in the world got together, drew straws. She got the short one, and she took one for the team. John says, I was asking because my ex is 7 years and I recently separated. Oh, that's too bad. We have a 3-year-old. What hurts most, she doesn't even want to try working things out. Yeah. The unfortunate thing is, John, you just, you can't force someone to want to make things better. That's tough. I understand what you're saying. That's very, very difficult, very uncomfortable place to be. Hopefully, she at least has enough wherewithal to keep things civil and keep things nice on behalf of your kid. That's the biggest, most important thing. Curtis for president, he will uncensor the tatas. Absolutely. What is it? Every one of the politicians says, day one in office, tatas uncensored. Absolutely. Chrome says, Curtis, do you think we'll ever get Detective Conan on the Goosh? I'm genuinely curious if we do this for 10 years, if we'll have that show up besides G100s. It would be funny. Isn't that, well, Chrome, I shouldn't say I'm surprised. If people get, I think even more so with Detective Conan, they get, more so with Detective Conan than One Piece, they get intimidated by the length. I think, especially with us having One Piece going. Curtis says, good advice. My advice is bitches be crazy, Jack Queen says. Oh, yeah. Waterground says, I'm rewatching DxD. Always a fun time. And it's hard to watch since I share a room with my brother and looking Rios with top is... DxD is just so good, though. Man. Yeah. Big Green says we should go to Detective Conan right after One Piece. Actually, Brain Stew says, do you have any plans on reacting to Dragon Ball from the beginning? I would love to. I really want to see... I definitely want to see the OG Dragon Ball in its entirety instead of clips like I did. And I would even continue on, even though I saw almost every clip there is of Dragon Ball Z, to where I have a good knowledge of the series. I'd like to watch them both through, but I don't know where I'd get time for it, because I was thinking of that when we finished Super, but right now there's less time for me, even though they're a long edit, there's certainly less time for me to take the Super episodes from the Goosh and edit them down than there would be for me to watch episodes of Dragon Ball, then go through and edit a version for the Goosh, and then a cut down version for the YouTube channel. I don't know if I could squeeze out that much time out of a day. Because yes, I would love to see the OG Dragon Ball. Smokey Loki says, I've never been married, nor am I an expert, but I believe the three key the three key things to a successful marriage are chemistry, transparency, and perseverance. Being perfect is unattainable. Absolutely true. Being perfect for each other is worthwhile. No, that's very well put. Very well put. I think so. And I think all of those things become easier with just what we're talking about, when you just really genuinely, aside from anything else, aside from how attracted you may be physically or any other things, if you really genuinely in your heart just like that person and like being around them, everything becomes so much easier. Everything gets easy. Sean K says, when was the first time you went to Disney World? Also, did you know that WCW filmed a few events in Hollywood Studios back in '93? I did know that, right on the network. Yes, I've actually seen some of those. The first time we went was 2006, I believe. Yes, 2006 was the first time we went. I mean, I had never been. My wife had been before, but it was years and years and years ago when Disney World was just the Magic Kingdom. So it was basically like going someplace new. It's so different now. Leslie says, do people make fanfics about you? Not that I know of. Hopefully, if they do, hopefully they're really perverted, I'm hoping. Chrome says, oh God, One Piece and Conan going at once. Yeah, that's a thought. Your brain would melt from 1,000 episodes of murder mysteries. Yeah. I tell you, the three we got going right now are just so good. Code Geass, Bleach, and One Piece. Wow. What an incredible trio. It's a lot of fun. Gimster says, it can be pretty harsh in my home. The 9-year-old climbed onto my back, keeping my arms occupied, and the 3-year-old swung like there was no tomorrow. I like it. But Gimster, you want them to learn teamwork. And sometimes when your children are learning, there's a price to be paid, a little bit of pain. I like that. My PC has crashed 12 times today. Oh, blunt. That's the worst. PC issues. Oh, it's so fucking annoying. Curtis Candy X Golden. Now that's a fanfic. Ooh, that creepy, useless fucker. Hold on a second. I just wanted to look at something else. I was looking at these cameos. I don't like staying away from the chat too long. I'm seeing who it is you can get to do cameos for you. Tony. Now here's a former WWE superstar named Tony Rica. I don't even know who the hell that is. You guys ever heard of him? Randy Couture. Oh, I liked Randy Couture. Ellsworth is on here from the WWE. Let's see. Tezande. Chocolate Rain. Flavor Flav. James Murray from the Impractical Jokers. I love the Jokers. Some chick with giant titties. A bunch of chicks with giant titties. Gilbert Gottfried. Oh, yeah, I don't know that I'd want to pay for that voice. And I think he's funny. Don't get me wrong. I'm not disparaging him, just that voice. Ricky Berwick's on here. Okay, but the thing is, if I did do that, you guys would have to back me up, because if I'm going to be on there, I don't want to have less people asking for my cameo than some of those dirtbags on there. I don't. I'm a competitive person. I don't want to be. Let's see. Let me give you an example of who I don't want to be listed under. Yeah, I don't want to have less than Cardale Jones, a very second-rate quarterback. I don't want to have less than Tony Rica, because I don't know who the fuck that is, and he's supposedly a WWE superstar. I don't want to have, even though he's famous, I don't want to have less than Gilbert Gottfried because he's annoying. Rod Blagojevich is on there. I don't want to have less than a criminal. You guys are funny. Jeez, Johnny, soccer is a terrible sport. It's just a bunch of fairies jogging leisurely. Fuck him up, Van Hohenheim, FMAB, yes. Oh, God, that was such a great series. Omega says there's a thunderstorm going on where I live, and it sounds like artillery fire outside with all the thunder. It's intimidating. I kind of like thunderstorms. I like just what you're talking about, the sound, the power. But yes, they are intimidating as well. It'd be funny if OJ was on there. I wonder if he is gone. Isn't he like doing anything for money now? I wonder if he is. Don't want less than someone like Daddy of Five or Susie Lou. Exactly, Chrome. Exactly. The only thing is, too, though, I'd have to be careful because, if I'm going to do something, if I honestly did think about doing that, if you guys know it's a big deal to me that people get what they pay for. If somebody comes to me and wants me to do something on their behalf, I want it to come out really good. And based on that, I'm going to put time into it, and I just got to watch my time constraints thing. That's all. I wouldn't want to go on there and have several of you guys say, okay, I got to have one of these and be lax and or slow in getting them to you and stuff. And Jack Queen, heads up, it's not a thunderstorm. Shut your parents banging. Stay strong. Ocho says, when I was a kid, thunderstorms made me cry. I don't know why. A lot of kids, though, had a fear of them. They never really scared me. I always liked the power of them. It's because you didn't have a thunder buddy. Clearly, though. Fuck you, thunder. Burrito Bandito says, if Bernie was president, I'd probably lose my mind. I refuse to stand in a bread line, just end up fighting a 12-year-old mobster over a slice of wheat. ZT Gaming says, how did you come up with the name Spaz Boys? It was actually really a simple thing. It was because, it wasn't Spaz Boys at first. It was Curtis the Spaz Gamer. And it's because the channel started back in the days when it was all Call of Duty videos were the thing on YouTube. And all those players were fantastic, and I sucked ass. And Braxton and I thought it'd be funny to see a channel with somebody who stunk. So, of course, I played the game like a spaz, so I became Curtis the Spaz Gamer. Well, then when I decided there was no real risk in allowing Brax to be on the videos with me, because I wanted to have him with me, when we started doing them together, the community just basically adopted him as Spaz Kid, and I took that and ran with it and said, okay, instead of calling it Curtis the Spaz Gamer, because the channel's base URL is still youtube.com/Curtis the Spaz Gamer. But instead of calling it that and having that be the headline, I wanted him to be included in it, so it just became Spaz Boys Comedy. Good question, though. Wolverine says, so glad my name isn't stuck to this. If you guys look at screen name, Kurenai tried using Genjutsu on Itachi. When he was switching names back a few months ago, it got stuck on that on that name. You had that for weeks, for a lot of weeks before you could get rid of that. Waterground says, I'm planning on buying a bunch of lube bottles and make 6-foot slide with a ramp at the end, put a pool at the end, and see what the end result, even with my messed up foot. Okay. See, I'm on board for something like that. Yes, absolutely. Chrome says, okay, Curtis, what about this? We pay you for a 10-minute vid of you eating prunes and liver. Then you have a bamboozle bean smoothie. You guys don't have that much money, Chrome. I could do the bamboozle bean smoothie. Well, it's really hard to make me puke. I don't know if it would make me puke. It'd make me retch. But the prunes and liver, fuck that. I ain't even doing that. Oh no, that would have to be some ridiculous money to get me to do that. Yeah. Oh, I'm telling you guys that. As far as on a dare or anything, as much as I'm a fat guy, because the foods I don't like are so horrifically distasteful to me for whatever reason, that would be the toughest thing to get me to do, I guess, to put it that way, is something eating wise. So if it involves pain, if it involves me getting lacerated, concussed, something, who gives a fuck? But as far as eating, Smokey Loki says, did you know Boa Hancock is 6'3"? Damn. I knew she was tall. Is that what she rates out to be? 6'3"? I would like to climb her. Jeez. What would you do? Would you do it for a Scooby snack, Curtis? Yes. No. Philip says, pick my comment. Curtis, since I'm gay, I feel like I miss out on a lot of what people like about anime. It's not that I'm not a pervert, mind you. I'm a total slut, but I like man meat. I don't know, Philip. I don't think it's because you think it's because of being gay? I know we've got a lot of the gang here. We got a lot of gay people in here that are anime fans. I don't know. It could be, but I don't think that's a disqualifier. I mean, okay, if you're gay, you might not. Well, we talk about that too. Most of the gay guys I know still appreciate a good pair of titties. So I don't know. It's hard to say why somebody as an individual does or doesn't like something. I don't think it's probably because of your sexual preference. Probably just maybe anime just doesn't click for you. Susie says, I'm gonna leave now because I have to do something. So fuck this shit. I'm out. Okay, well, thanks for being in while you could, Susie. I would imagine some of the buff dudes would be appealing, but I don't know. Yeah, that's true too, Gigamac. That's true. There's a lot of jacked up dudes in anime. I didn't even think about that. You're right. There's a shit ton of them. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Now you're in my wheelhouse, Mr. Miles. I fucking love Klondike bars. Klondike bars are the Mickey bars that they have down in Disney World at the Disney parks are fantastic. And Klondike bars are just that tiny little sliver below them. Oh, man. Straga says, I don't like a majority of anime. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think it's probably just a personal preference thing. ZZ Gaming says, I wish bad food tasted bad to me. I wouldn't be fat. Well, that's my problem, ZZ, is I have very limited taste, but what I do eat, I eat way too fucking much of. All right, guys. Well, gonna have to pack it up for today. As I said, for those of you at the YouTube channel, well, obviously all you guys are at the YouTube channel, but I mean the non-gooshers, I will, I've got it all posted. I just got to make it live. I'll give you guys the update video, the clips of what's going on at the Goosh, because I know I had promised that, and I kept forgetting about it. I'm going to try and be more reliable with that. So that'll be coming up shortly. Got some editing to do. I think I'll be able to stream both days of the weekend, if not at least one of them for sure. But guys, thanks for... It's Free For All Friday. There's nothing better than Free For All Fridays. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this. It always makes me happy. And as I've told you before, the sticky stuff is extra sparkly on Free For All Fridays. I mean, extra sparkly, like Twilight sparkly. You know, that kind of sparkly that's a major disappointment, but it's like, well, it is sparkly, so I'll deal with it. Like when you think that a vampire is going to do something really cool and gross and nasty, and he sparkles. That's what I'm trying to say. We got sparkly stuff. Goosh, 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 goodbye, Gimster says. So it's extra sparkly. In future Free For All Fridays, I will come up with a new added ingredient, because I just ruined this one by talking about Twilight. But for now, it's extra sparkles. Here it is. Pampu, sticky stuff with sparkles. Look at it. It's pretty. Look at it. As the sticky stuff rains down upon you, look it up against the lights, and you'll see it sparkling as it gently coats your face and just makes your skin feel so special. This is such a gross routine we have at the end here. We'll bang, okay? Flashily like Buggy. And as always, most importantly, and sparkly, flashily, goosh, 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 goosh. Oh, goosh.